Hello there students, welcome back to this video series. Back again, we are talking about types of communication. This is your instructor Dhruvi Bhatt, and we have already discussed many bases of communication, and today we would be moving further with the fourth type. Refreshing a little bit, you all are aware that types of communication is divided on 4 bases. First and foremost, it is classified according to the levels of communication, which are extrapersonal, intrapersonal communication, interpersonal communication, organizational communication, and mass communication. Moving onwards, we studied that secondly, our communication was classified on basis of organizational relationships, which can be formal communication as well as informal communication. Thirdly, in the previous lecture, we also understood that communication can be divided on basis of flow of communication in the organizations, which is formal communication and informal communication, further divided as formal communication flowing horizontally, vertically and diagonally, and informal communication flowing as good as a grapevine. That was what we discussed in the previous lecture. Today we would understand the fourth basis of types of communication, which is on basis of method of expression of communication. How do you communicate? That is the major fundamental today. According to the method of expression, communication is majorly divided into 2 types, verbal communication and non-verbal communication. We would study each of these in much more detail, do not worry about it. Starting firstly with obviously the verbal communication. Verbal communication is communication using words, where you intercept words and you communicate using words, alphabets, letters and everything which is verbal in nature. This can be divided further into 2 categories, which can be oral communication as well as the written communication. Oral communication is communicating using words but orally or by speaking. Written communication, as you all know, is different formats which you use to communicate using written words like a letter, an email, an SMS, etc. Both these communication have their own advantages and disadvantages, and they are beneficial according to the occasion or the need of time. Okay, so choosing what you want and which type of communication you require would be a great challenge here, and you can do so by understanding the advantages and disadvantages and the differences between both these types of verbal communication. Please remember, verbal communication is communication with use of words. Words is collection of symbols, letters, alphabets, numericals, etc. Okay, let's start by discussing each of these types of communication in detail. Firstly, starting with the oral communication. Oral communication is different types of communication which you indulge in your everyday life, like telephonic communication or face-to-face communication, a personal interview, a seminar, a public speech, a vote of thanks. All these comprise of oral communication. These are different ways in which you can communicate with your words with different people for different reasons, like to inspire them, like to convince them, or to pass on some information, or many different things. Oral communication has its own advantages and disadvantages, and seeking upon what for you require this communication, you can choose this mode of communication. Let's understand what are the different advantages and disadvantages, starting firstly with, yes, we are more optimistic types. Firstly, let us start with it, different advantages of oral communication. Oral communication is the easiest and fastest mode of communication, right? It requires very less time for communication. Say for example, I am delivering this lecture orally, it takes lesser amount of time compared to you writing each and every word which I am speaking. If you try that, it would obviously take more amount of time and you need to pause this video, write whatever I have spoken, and then you would need to play the video. This is what is the problem with written communication. It takes larger amount of time while oral communication saves your time comparatively. Secondly, in oral communication, the feedback is immediate. When you require immediate answers, you need to indulge in oral communication. Say for example, I have an emergency, I have a stomachache, a severe stomachache, and I need to contact my family doctor. I don't know his phone number. What should I do? Should I text or email my mother that please send me the phone number of our doctor? In cases of emergencies, the resort is oral communication. I will immediately call my mother and ask her that please tell me the phone number. I will jot it down and I will immediately call the doctor. You cannot rely upon written communication in cases of emergencies or in cases where you want an immediate feedback. Okay. Thirdly, it is advantageous because it saves money compared to written communication, which requires some tools and technologies to convey. Oral communication does not require anything, not even a simple pen or paper. That is why oral communication is comparatively less expensive, or it costs no money at all. Okay. Moreover, it is beneficial because oral communication has lesser formality. Say for example, you come to me and you want to discuss a project idea with me that ma'am, we want to develop this type of project or this type of software. If you are discussing with me orally your idea, you do not need to follow a particular pattern or you do not need to use specific words or specific language. On the other hand, if you have to submit a written summary of your idea or an abstract of your idea, then obviously you would need to follow a specific format, you would need to follow a specific language, specific terms and specific jargons, which are not required in oral communication. So, oral communication is comparatively less formal than written communication, as it does not require a proper structure. Moving onwards to the disadvantages of oral communication. Oral communication is often misunderstood. Students, there is this problem in oral communication that whatever you are trying to convey may not be conveyed as per your will and wish. It is received by the receiver according to his or her knowledge, according to his or her education, according to his or her family background, customary background, etc. So, ideally, whatever is sent from the sender side, it is not necessary in oral communication that the same thing is received by the receiver. That is why there are huge chances of misunderstandings or miscommunications if the communication is oral. Many a times also due to our tendency of forgetting things, there is a possibility of miscommunication if the communication is oral. What are the disadvantages portrays? Oral communication doesn't have any legal value. He told me that he will give back my 2000 rupees. You cannot give this justification in court of law. You must be having some written proof if you want any type of legal ongoings on any person or any institute. So, oral communication hardly has any legal value, and that is why do not trust oral words. Do not. Moving onwards. Oral communication requires a good speaker to be well understood. Many a times you find this problem that you get bored in some speeches, or the speaker is very good and very intellectual, but still sitting there you do not understand a single word, whatever the speaker is trying to convey. Many a times these things happen because being a good speaker is a skill, and oral communication for being understood requires this skill. So yes, you do not require any stationery or tools or technologies here, but you require one very important thing, and that is a good speaker. Only a good speaker can be a good oral communicator, right? That is why it requires a good speaker, and it is essential for minimum miscommunication. Moving onwards to the next type of communication, which is return communication. Return communication, on the other hand, have some different advantages and disadvantages. Let us discuss them too, so that you can know that which type of communication to use on which occasion. Return communication, again, firstly starting with the advantages of return communication, let us see that why return communication is good. First and foremost, return communication have very less chances of being misunderstood. That is why you have return exams, right? Because oral communication might require speaking skills, might require you being an extrovert, might require you being able to grasp everything and being able to speak everything at that point of time. But in return communication, there are very less chances of misunderstandings. Even if you find that you have written something wrong, you can just erase it and write it again. In oral communication, sometimes you do not have that option. That is why return communication are more trustworthy, and that is why they have legal value. They are considered to be a very valid legal or financial proofs in all the accounting matters, in all the business matters, and in all the personal matters. It is considered as a document of proof and is very well used and justified in the court of law. That is why make sure that you have a return document, and make sure that before signing a return document, you read it thoroughly. Moving onwards to the next advantage, return communication acts as a permanent record. It is a permanent record. It cannot be erased until you preferably want to erase it. Okay, so this is a permanent record which can stay in your repository for years. For example, students, we have many students, and we have all their exam papers documented along with their mark sheets with us for years. Even after the students pass out, at any point of time, if they face any problem, they can come back to the university and ask for their question papers or ask for any problem in the marks or anything, because they have return papers. The return communication is a permanent record, and that is why it acts as a permanent record. Moving onwards, let us talk about then why return communication is disadvantageous. It is disadvantageous firstly because obviously it is too slow. Compared to oral communication, it is very slow. It requires higher amount of time. As I told you, speaking this lecture takes lesser time, but writing down this entire lecture would take a huge lot of time. It takes a long amount of time which may not be fruitful in some way. That is why this is one of the problems, that it is disadvantageous. Secondly, feedback takes lot of amount of time. If I have mailed my superior something, then the person might or might not read my mail and reply to it immediately. It may take hours or sometimes days for the feedback to arrive. That is why in return communication there is less possibility of immediate feedback. Even your papers, they take a long amount of time to be corrected and to display the marks, because return communication is, yes, it is time consuming and no immediate feedback. One more disadvantage is that it needs tools, technology and stationery to be conveyed. You cannot convey return communication without any sources with you. You require something to convey this return communication, and that is why it is comparatively costly. These things do cost, right? So it requires stationery and it is comparatively costly. And lastly, written communication is more formal, elaborate, and it requires specific structure, jargons, technical terms, and a predefined format to be written. Okay, so it is more formal in nature compared to oral communication, and that is why it is time consuming and it requires more structure. But good news is, everyone can write similar things, but everyone cannot speak equally. That is why written communication can judge everyone at an equal forefront compared to oral communication. So students, that was all about today. We discussed about types of communication, which are oral and written communication. We would carry forward this in the next lecture. Until then, this is Dhruvi Bhatt signing off. Thank you so much for such patiently listening to me. Until next time, bye-bye.